What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, Super Lynn? Sorry if it's hard to hear me, I got a mask on. Absolutely not, Bobby. Absolutely not. It's a disgusting thing. Oh, well, I'd never even really watched him, but it's absolutely a disgusting thing. I'm not even going to talk about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've got a bunch of them I'm painting right now. He's got eyes that you pop in there, and I'm going to paint them a different color. I'm going to paint them. I think I'm going to light them up. What's up, Aldo? I'll show you guys what I did with the last one. Give me a second. This is the last one. Let's see if I can get a better little view here. It's hard to get a good view because of... Yeah, that is a random question, isn't it? I think people are just rage baiting right now. Appreciate it. Which one do I like better? I like this one pretty good. Let me show you in a better light. I've been doing a couple of things. Let me get a better light going here. Did this little fella, got him going. Did her a little bit ago. She looks pretty good. That one right there. See, I actually lit this one up. Let me see if I can get the Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Come on now. The connection's bad. I did some shoddy some shoddy soldering, but I was just trying to see if I can make it work. Let me see. Come on now. Give me a second, guys. Do some janky stuff here where I can. I've got you down in a coffee cup right now. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Well, the second I try to show it off, it doesn't work. I had it go. Oh, I see. Oh, there we go. There you go. I actually lit him up. I think he looks pretty legit. Thank you. But I think the eyes work out pretty good for it. I think they look pretty cool. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Yeah, that's it. That's the problem. Thought he was pretty neat. I'm gonna make a little base that he sits down on, and the batteries are gonna be in the base so that you can't see them anymore. They're out of the way. But I think he turned out pretty legit. Pretty happy with him. And then Lust, she's pretty cool too, from Full Metal Alchemist. Did a lot of painting on her. And then that fella. Yeah, no, I see that. It goes up and down, you know. I don't have very many subs or anything like that, so I don't expect much. Just like to hang out with somebody every once in a while if I'm doing stuff anyway. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make more. I've made some actual videos that I haven't posted yet about my clothing business. I buy and sell clothing. I do 3D printing. I'm going to start trying to sell these if I can do enough of them at once. Just trying to make a living without having to work 9 to 5. Let's see here. Oh, got a little too heavy there. I appreciate it. I really do. I gotta get more consistent with my posting and my streaming. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna make him. He's gonna have like undertones of blue, and I'm gonna put a green metallic top coat on top. That way, when you look at him from below, he's kind of blue, and you look at him from above, he's more green. This is my janky little. I didn't have a paint box, and I really couldn't afford to buy one at the time, so I got me a bunch of. I've got me a bunch of, let me get it off here and I'll show you. Oh, let's see. I got me a bunch of those chloroplast signs. I've 3D printed all this stuff. But a bunch of those chloroplast signs, taped them all together. I broke a fan up and made it have a little bit of suction from that in, and then put taped a filter in. So this is my janky redneck paint booth. It works. Hocha! There we go. Let's see if I can make it a little bit less oppressive. Let's see. I think we can do, we're gonna go with a lighter green on top. Let's see here. Do a malachite green in the middle. What's up, Jackson? What's up, Jackson? How you doing today? You having a good Sunday? What's up, normal kid? How you doing this fine Sunday? That's good to hear. Just hanging out and getting ready for the week. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Let's do... You guys into 3D printing, or you just like watching painting? Yep, there's a frog. Let's see. He's gonna be a bit green on the top, and he's gonna be the eyeballs. They get filled in. There's actually. Let me see if I got him sitting here. He's got I make the eyeballs light up. I've got some LEDs I put behind them, and they're like translucent. Oh, let me see if I can find them. There you go. Got these big old translucent eyeballs, and then I've got these LEDs I put behind them. They just pop right in. That way they, he didn't have those teeny little eyes. The eyes look weird right now. But I've already done a goblin that I've got on there to grab the goblin. Let me grab the goblin. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is the goblin I've already done. If I can get it to work, the soldering is not so bueno right now. There we go. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. It's gonna be like that when I finally finish it up. And I got a base that I'm gonna put in it. It's gonna look real cool. Real cool. But that's how it's gonna turn out. Hopefully. Except for it's gonna be a frog. I've got a frog. I've got a derpy T-Rex. A couple of derpy T-Rexes. I've got, let's see what else I've got. Got the crocodile. Little baby alligator crocodile, little type deal there. And I've got little gecko man. I've got like 15 of all those to paint. I'm gonna paint them all up and maybe try and sell them if I think they look good. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I like painting and I like 3D printing, so I thought it was fun. Alright, I think it's time. I think it's light enough there. I can start coming in with some of the pearlescent green. I need to see if I can get this light working. This other light would be so much better. Yeah, let's see if we can get this other light working here. I think the plug she burned out. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better, I think. Looks a little bit better. Yeah, my dog. I think she's done. Oh yeah, I see a little bit of the singe going on in there. Wonderful huskies. All right, let's see here. I appreciate that. That's okay though. Hanging around and giving me the viewer the like, man, that means a lot. I really do appreciate it. There we go. I think that looks a little better. You can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. I really appreciate the thought though, man. I gotta get to 500 subs before I can get any donations. They won't even let me do. I can't be monetized until I'm at 500 or 1,000, something like that. Just gotta get consistent. Alright, we're gonna do pearlized creotex. And by the way, none of these are any fancy colors, like expensive paints. Except for like this one was, I think I paid $4.99 for it at Hobby Lobby. So now I have hey, I appreciate it. I really do. the rest of these, all the rest of the colors I'm using are El Cheapo, like Walmart paint, like apple barrel. A lot of people think you got to have the expensive stuff. You do not. You do not. Everything I do, I try and find a way to go the cheap way with it, because, you know, it's nice to have hobbies, but I've got a kid and bills to pay and everything else. I really don't have time to spend a whole bunch of money on hobbies, so I got to do it the cheap way. That's why this little paint booth is made out of yard signs for some window company that went under. I might be a little thick. I might have to break that down a little bit more. Let's see. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. You have a good day. All right, let's go up from the top. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks cool. Yeah, man, I'm airbrushing some 3D printed stuff that I did. I've got, what's up, Pickle Snips? Yeah, this is actually going to be, see if I can do it without him cutting off. It's going to be a whole lot like this dude, where his eyes light up. I've got his eyes all lit up. He's got some eyes that pop in there. I do some shading and some various stuff like that. But yeah, this is like sort of the finished product. I'm gonna make a base, and I'm gonna 3D print the base where I can hide all the wiring in it and convert it to. I got to get different LEDs, but like these are. I didn't know it when I bought them, but these are 12 volt LEDs. So I can't use like AAA's. So I'm going to get some, I'm going to get some 3 volt LEDs. Yeah, I like the way his eyes look even when it's off. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to get some 3 volt LEDs and put 2 of them in there, and then get a battery sled that has 2, where I can put 2 AAA's in it. And that way you can pop them in and out. You don't have to, you know, I had to solder all that to get it to work. But that's just like proof of concept, just messing around, just having a good time with it. But yeah, I like to do it. Can I get one for free? Hey, if I get enough people, if you get me up to where I can be monetized, I'll give these things away. You got to get me monetized, though. I thought about that. I thought about doing a giveaway with them. But yeah, I like, got a shiny top, and then bam. You know, I'd like to. It'd be cool. Just remember, I remember your name, Johnny Appleseed, running around planting the world. Yeah, this one's gonna have. He's got these really big pink eyes. Same as the other ones. They're clear, and then they've got. They're gonna have the thing. Well, make sure you sub to me, dude. Eventually, I'll do a giveaway on these. I promise. I got to get up enough people to where it makes sense, you know. But you'll get 2 entries just because you're the dude, man. You're asking beforehand. But yeah, you like them? You think I could sell them? How much would you sell one of these for? If it had a base and it had where you can put 2 in there, do a chocolate version too. Yeah. You do me a chocolate one. Yeah, do a base where you can pop double A's in and out. It looks all buttoned up and everything. I gotta seal it, you know, with a matte finish. But you know, I don't know. I think that's looking pretty good. I might do one more coat. I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. I kind of like the blue on green. I think the blue on green looks cool. See, I was thinking somewhere around there. The only problem with that is they take, I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with like 3D printing. These are resin printed, and they actually take like 8 hours to print. I can print like 2 of them at a time. If I can get a little bit bigger and get a little bit of money coming in that I can spend in this kind of stuff, hold on, I'll show you what I'm working with. I've got these big old gigantic printers. Got 3 of these, like industrial size printers. And then I've got, these are the only 2 that I've got running right now. And I even got that one down there. But I could print probably, I could probably print maybe 8 of them at a time on each of these printers when I get them running. But see, the problem is, I bought them with the way they are. They're not like necessarily the screens have to be replaced in them, and I have to do like a conversion kit, and it's going to be a whole big ordeal. I think I was going to make a video on it. I paid, like I said, I think I paid $250 for all 3 of them. They're like 4 or 5 grand each if you bought them outright. But the conversion kit's going to be like $800 a pop for them. So it's going to be a little bit before I can do that. I got to convert them over to a monochrome screen because right now they're the LCDs. And they just don't, they take forever to print. And when they do print, they don't have very much life on those screens left. But the other ones, I print them all day long on them. These are my little, I printed my stands for all that. I printed the stands from that side. I have my other colors on. And this is my booth that I made with it. I make everything I do. I try to do it as cheaply and as redneck as I can possibly do it. Because, you know, not everything, you don't have to buy everything pre-made. Sometimes the fun of it's doing it yourself, you know. Rednecking it. I think I am going to go one more coat of green on him. One more coat on the top, just like from the top shot. That way it really pops. It's got a real good pop to it. Come on, did it already? I might have to clean the brush. I might have let it sit for too long just now. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if I can roll it up here. Alright, yeah, I think I might be able to get away with it. We'll see. If it starts spitting, I'll have to clean the brush again. Sometimes I can get away without having to do it. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's inevitable. Just gotta clean. Yeah, I've done some big ones, dude. I've done some pretty big ones. I've got a, I'm planning on making her, her hands glow there, but that is, what's her name? Oh, man. Chick from Kim Possible. I can't think of her name right now. Shigo. That's Shigo from Kim Possible. She is like almost 2 foot tall. She's huge. But I've done something like that. I've got a couple up top that are pretty big. I've actually got, I'm going to paint him next, but if you've ever seen Helsing Ultimate, I've got a gigantic Alucard to print. Let me see, there he is. Yeah, he's pretty legit. I got to paint him later. I got to prime him down first, though. Nobody wants to watch me sit and prime things in matte gray, so I'll wait on him. Yeah, I think we're starting to chunk up here. I'm gonna have to. I actually have. I have some glow-in-the-dark paint, but I've done some of them in blacklight reacting paint. Like I said, a lot of people think you got to buy airbrush paint to do airbrushing, and I never do. I have nothing. Like, most of my stuff is just like acrylic regular paint. It all depends on how much you thin it. So like I've got, this is blacklight reacting, and then this is glow in the dark. But, I mean, this stuff is cheap, dude. You can get this stuff on Amazon for big old huge kit of it for like 20, 30 bucks. You can do it. You gotta learn where the line is. I just started doing this stuff not too long ago, probably. Really started getting into it about last year maybe, and I put it down for a while. But it's all about just experimenting with it and seeing how thin it needs to be for it to go through the brush. I've used I do have an eBay store. That's what I do for a living. How I actually support myself is an eBay store that I thrift clothing and sell clothing on there. And it does okay. I'd like to do something like this to like really supplement it. And, bring some people into the channel with it. Because sometimes I think doing eBay thrifting can get a little boring for some people. I just do it because, it's how I make some money. It's how I feed my kid. That, and I'm going to Japan at the beginning of the year for a whole month. So I'm thinking about doing some content on that too. Yeah, I really think he needed that extra coat. Yeah, he's looking cool now. He's getting that look about him now. This is like that 3D kind of look. I think it looks cool. That two-tone look. But yeah, I thought about selling them on eBay. That's the main place I would probably try and sell them at. If it worked out, Let's see here. I think he's going to be mostly done. I'm going to let him dry and pop his eyeballs in a little bit. See how he looks. I've got to wire the LEDs into the bottom of him, or into the eyeballs, and pop them in. Thanks, I appreciate it. I thought it was a good combo. I like how, I like to shade them. I do some I paint them all gray with a matte gray. And then I'll shade the bottom half, I'll hold him in the right way and shade the bottom half of the blue. So it looks like he's got some, texture to him rather than just being one flat color, I think he's a cool dude. You look at him from the top, he just looks like green. You look at him from the bottom, he just looks blue. Look at in the middle, and he looks like he's got some color to him. Got some shading. Kind of hard to see, but that's actually like a metallic color. The green that I'm using is. Let me see. I thought about it, but at the moment I don't. I can do it. Yeah, I could do, especially painting all day long. And I could print them too. I've seen people printing them. I just got to get the files. You can print and paint anything. As long as the paint will stick, you can do it. And you can make the paint stick as long as you put the right undercoat on it. Clean it up right. I think that's pretty cool though. I'm gonna put him over here, move on to the next one. I think these are pretty cool too. I don't know which one's better, the purple or I don't know. I think purple needs a little bit more. Needs a little bit of pizzazz somewhere. Let me see. What do you guys think? Give me a second. Let me move this out of the way. I think purple needs some pizzazz somewhere. I think green's outperforming him right now. I like the color of the purple. I like how vivid it is. But it just needs a little bit more to it. The green is just so two-tone. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I think it's cool looking stuff there. Yeah, I think I don't know what to do with him. I'm going to do a little bit more with him. Yeah, I think so. I think he needs another coat of something. I'm just not sure what it's going to be. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure on orange. I've got orange. And I was thinking maybe pink, too. I think you might be right. I don't think I have neon pink. I've got neon red. I've got... I appreciate it. Thanks, Terry. I've got... Let's see. So I've just got regular pink. You think neon orange? You do think neon orange? Orange red. Purple need a two-tone paint to really pop it up. Yeah, it's got a two-tone to it, but the underside right now is just purple. It's just blue. It's just like a light blue under. So I'm thinking you're right. I don't think it's gonna be green. I think green would be too much. I've got yellow, but I think yellow would look too LSU. I don't know. I guess being down in the south is kind of hard on that one. I've got neon yellow, lemon yellow. I could do the, I could do blue on the top of him. I've got a fancy pearlized blue. Maybe just do like his back and the top with a little bit of blue. I do love the pearlized stuff. Like I've had these for a couple years. You think neon orange? Let's do it, dude. I got nothing to lose. I'm Bob Ross in it, man. I got, I think orange red. It's pretty neon orange. It's pretty hype. And I think what I'll do too is I'll dump a little bit of pearl white in it. Give it that shimmer. I think I'll do a little combo here. Let me see. See what I can do. Let me clean this out real quick. You would like LSU, wouldn't you? I got a best friend who's an LSU fan. I'm in Alabama, and I'm not really an Alabama fan. I guess growing up with him and him being such an LSU fan that you always just try to, it's like it built into to be at odds, just because, you know, a little friendly competition, a little friendly something to argue about. Peak blue looks good. Yeah, give it a shot. Do y'all think orange? Yeah, I'll give it a go. We'll do orange. The next one, I got plenty of stuff. So I can do, I got a ton of these models. I can do a one in whatever, to be honest. That's what I was thinking about doing, you know, like, because, like I said, I'm always trying to find some way to make a little bit of extra money so I can stay at home with my kid and you know, just enjoy doing what I like doing. And I've got the space and the area to do it and kind of the setup to do it. But I got to make some money because kids are expensive. But I thought about doing this, like painting these things on, if I can get enough people up, you know, like enough people watching and start getting a following, I thought about painting these things on stream and giving them away. Or, you know, maybe putting them up for auction or something. I don't know. I don't really know exactly. Give some away, put some up for auction. Because if I'm getting enough people and ad rolls are playing, I'm making money. Why do I want to make a ton of money? I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I just want to make enough to live. I thought it'd be pretty cool. I thought it'd be interesting. I definitely want to give some away. Just, you know, people like you guys coming by, putting your input in. I thought it'd be pretty cool to be able to, like, sit and watch the stream and then afterwards. What, get Posca paint makers? Got Posca paint makers. Oh yeah? What's Posca paint makers? Let's see. Some flower in there. I'm gonna put. We're gonna do neon orange. We're gonna do it. Let's see. It'd be like a poison dart frog at that point, right? I think that'd look pretty cool. With some neon orange. I think you guys are right. I think that would be pretty neat. Let's see. And then let's do. I gotta put some. Mix them in a little bit there. I gotta put some thinner in there. And then I gotta put, like I said, I think I'm gonna put, got metallic, I got pearlized white. I'm gonna put some pearl white in there. And maybe the pearl flakes will come through. That might make it pop a little harder. And I like the car body shop kind of look to it too, that the pearl gives it. Looks like that two-tone kind of like pearl you see on some of the cars. Oh, splashing. Oh yeah, that is mixing really good. It's hard to see. Well, it's hard to see when you ain't got no light on it. Let me see. It's mixing really good. It's looking real shiny. Posca paint makers. I'll have to look that up. What is it, like a type of paint, or is it like a? Oh yeah. I think that's gonna look good. Let's see. Try to do it this way where you can get a couple of different angles. It's the only thing about them. I gotta get I've got to print me some stands so when I put them down they're not so hard to pick back up without smudging, you know. I guess let's see. Hold on, let me fix the light here. Posca C1MR paint maker. Markers. I gotcha. Yeah, I bet they're not. I bet they're not. I've seen some, you know, some of the airbrush paint you get into gets wild, man. Like I said, I mean, I'd love to have it. Don't get me wrong. If I got like sponsored and somebody gave me some, I would totally use it. But man, I'm telling you, all this you're looking at right now is super cheap hobby. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I might get some. I'll have to write that down because, like I said, I'm going to Japan for a whole month in. I'm traveling all around Japan for a month in February, and everything over there is so much cheaper, especially if it's made over there. You can get it for some crazy low prices. So I might have to get me some. Let's see. All right, moment of truth. So we got the middle. Should it be the underside or the overside? We're going to do the underside or the overside in orange. I know, I'm psyched. I have my little boy just turned 1. We've been before he was born. Me and my wife did. And now I'm super psyched. Top, yeah, I was thinking of top. I'm super psyched because we're going to take him with us this time. And like I said, we're going to be there for a whole month. We're going to fly into Tokyo. And then we're going to go from Tokyo to Kyoto. And we're going from Kyoto to Osaka. And then we're going, yeah, I appreciate it. We're going from Osaka to Hiroshima, and then from Hiroshima to Mihara, and then back to Tokyo. So it's going to be a long trip. Believe it or not, I did it all off of we're doing it all off of miles I got from my eBay business. Using, I do all my shipping through a Delta Rewards card, and I was actually able to. Oh yeah, guys, that is gonna look good. That's like already really making it pop. Should I go light with it? Because like it's like seriously making it pop right now. It's really shining through. It's kind of making it more pink the way it's reacting. And I do see the pearl. The pearl's coming through real cool too. Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll go light it first, and then we'll kind of ramp it up till it looks like we're where we need to be. Let's see. Go a little heavier? Oh yeah, I will need a vacation after that. That's what my wife was saying. She was wore out the last time we went, and we're gonna have the little dude now too. He'll be around 18 months when we go. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun 14-hour flight with a 1-year-old. Hey, I appreciate, you know, a lot of people do not appreciate travel insurance. I used to sell travel insurance. I used to sell it. So I definitely know you gotta have traveler's insurance, dude. You really do. Last time I went, our bag exploded, like flat out exploded at the airport. And on the way back, thank God. But they ended up paying for my bag, ended up paying for a brand new one. And I'd had that bag for a while too, which is what was cool. But not only that, if you get sick, like you can't need it enough, dude. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, check it out. I think that looks awesome. But yeah, I am definitely getting traveler's insurance. Underappreciated commodity right there for sure, dude. It's not really even a commodity. It's really a necessity, because if you get sick, man, you're out if you don't have traveler's insurance. You're gonna get wrecked with bills. A lot of people don't realize your health insurance isn't active when you go overseas, which, I mean, why would it be? You're not in America, or you're not in whatever country you're in. How did my bag explode? We flew in and out of Birmingham, Alabama, and they treat things like it's theirs, or like they don't care about it at all. And I guess they beat the mess out of it. And when it came up the carousel, it was literally wide open. Thank God the way I pack. I'm very particular about how I pack things because I do this eBay business. So I'm very particular about how tightly I pack stuff, and we had a ton of stuff in there too, so I had to pack it super tight. And it had that, you know how some of those suitcases have like that mesh fold over thing that like holds it down? Thank God I had that on there, and none of my stuff came out. But when it came out of the carousel, the bag was in half. It had literally exploded. Nothing was lost. All of my souvenirs, all of my clothes, everything was still good, but bag was done. The zipper flat out snapped, or the zipper where it was at came completely in half. Yeah, I think it does. Nah, I'm not really worried about the bucko. He's really good about traveling at the moment, and he really does like. He's really good. Surprisingly, he's very good, especially in public. He's a good kid. We just got to keep him. You got to keep him. We're gonna have to buy him some new toys when we go, where he's got something to play with. They don't care. What you talking about? They care about money. Oh, great. Oh yeah, with the travel insurance, we're all three gonna have traveler's insurance. I'm gonna have medical evac, medical, for like the baggage. Like last time I bought it through the company I was working for, Tradework International, and it has all that stuff in it, and it was really cheap too. It didn't cost people. It's super cheap to get it. It was only like $100-something for a 3-week trip for both me and my wife. So I'm gonna get it for all three of us. I wouldn't even imagine going out of town without having some insurance on my dude, man. My little guy he's my entire life. Can't risk that. Can't risk that at all. Airport workers? Yeah, no, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Well, just anywhere you go these days, man, you gotta be careful going to Walmart. Everybody's not a lot of people have common decency these days, unfortunately, it feels like. He's got all his pokes. We waited to book the trip until we had talked to his doctor. And I have a really good doctor for him. She's really good she gives her good honest opinion about things and doesn't sugarcoat it. And she said, nah, don't worry about it. Take him and go. He'll enjoy it. No, we checked with his doctor ahead of time just to make sure it was okay to do. Yeah, we've had too many trials and tribulations with him as a little tiny dude to be able to risk doing anything before it was time. We wanted to make sure he had enough vaccinations to be good and had enough she is on top of her. Yeah, she's really good. We went through a couple of doctors till we got to her, if that's what you're talking about, his doctor. She was my pediatrician when I was a baby, so I definitely trust her. She's like she doesn't prescribe antibiotics unless he genuinely needs them, and she doesn't do it very often. They're real big about don't take medicine for everything. There's a lot of stuff you can get over without having to have medicine, so you don't build up you know, start building these immunities to things that people just want to throw antibiotics at left and right. She's real good. I'm really pleased with her, and she'll talk to you about stuff too, which is what matters. You know, if I have questions about things, and you know, it's this day and age, you can't be too careful. You really can't be too careful about anything you do. You gotta know they got your kiddo's best interest in mind. She remembered me from all those years ago and everything about me, and I'm 31, so I like her. I think she's really good. Let's see. Bop. Let's do a little back spray. I think that's enough orange, guys. What do you think? I think you guys were... Yeah, antibiotics can be bad. They can really be bad for your body if you abuse them. You can get these super diseases that start making your body they become immune to antibiotics, and then you're SOL on that. I really appreciated that on her too. That's what I understand. I ain't no doctor though. But I do trust her. It took us a while to find a doctor that I really did trust, and then I didn't realize she was still in practice when we found her. The first doctor we got a hold of was absolutely pitiful, and we were having a serious amount of trouble with him gaining weight when he was first born, because we're first-time parents. We've never had a kiddo before. This is the first time we've done this whole thing. And we were having issues with breastfeeding. And we tried to get help from our first doctor. And she just, every time you turned around, all she wanted to say was, just put him on baby formula. And that was, I've got nothing against people that have their kids on baby formula. But if we want to breastfeed, help us breastfeed. Don't just kick us off of it. There's a lot of things that are really good about it for your kiddo that if you can do it, it's very beneficial. And she was just like, just put them on formula. And then finally, like I said, we got a hold of the doctor that I have now. That was my old pediatrician, and she immediately helped us out, which we actually got it kind of under control before we even got to her. But now he's gone from being underweight to he's in the 90th percentile. He is absolutely huge. He's a year and a month old, and he is 25 pounds last time I checked a couple days ago. He is huge. Huge. He's a big dude. Yeah, I don't doubt it, man. There's not I think doctors these days are too quick to throw antibiotics at things. I think there are times where it's assistant. And then I think there are times where I think people just throw it at it because they're trying to get you out of the office. Tired of hearing you whine, and they want you out of the office, But, I'll say I'm not a doctor. I've got my theories. You can think and not be a doctor, you know what I mean? I think that's the thing that nobody... you can do some critical thinking and not have to have a medical degree to do it. But I digress. We actually have the if you treat it right, that's I firmly believe that. I've got to get back in this week. I'm going to get back to working out. I've got to get physical and start moving around. Being stagnant is just killing me. It's making me lethargic and making it hard to get things done. I think it's good, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. I think that turned out really good. I love how it accentuates the fat rolls. Yeah, we take my little kiddo down to the park, and we walk around with him at the park. But that's about all the exercise I get right now. I want to get into actually doing a little bit of lifting and get a little bit in better shape. Get the cardio rolling. Do some actual running on a treadmill. Yeah, I think you're right, Terry. I think you're right. I think that is. I think orange was the way to go. I think you had it, man. I think you had it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, accentuates them rolls. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I've got to now. I really am going to have to prime something, because I haven't gotten much else primed. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to put him up here to start drying. I think we're going to move on to... He reminds me of, if you've ever seen that, I don't remember the name of it, but that TV show from back in the 90s, not the mama. That's what he reminds me of. Can't think of the name of it. But especially with his eyes, because, like I said, these eyes are not the eyes that you're going to end up seeing. These are just... I have them separate, because that's the one thing when you're painting these. It's super hard to paint them and then keep the dinosaur. I think it is called dinosaurs, isn't it? But it's super hard to paint them, and then if you're going to paint like the eyes black or anything like that, like it's so hard to keep it from getting everywhere else. So yeah, I think he's going to turn out pretty good too. I mean, I'm thinking... I'm just getting some of the fuzz off of him. He's been sitting, got a little dust on him. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm thinking on him yet. I'm gonna let them frogs finish up. Yeah, I appreciate it. You got to do what you got to do. I don't have a bunch of money to... You ought to see what I do for 3D printing. I've got my 3D printers. And then I've got... instead of... normally you have like a wash station and a curing station. This is my good old rusty trusty curing bucket I created. And it works perfectly fine. And then I've got... This is my wash and cure station. All of these are disconnected. This is disconnected. It doesn't go to the plumbing. This is my wash station for my hands. But, yeah. People don't realize you don't have to have a crazy setup. You can just do it with some... That's Simple Green. It works a lot better than isopropyl alcohol, which is what a lot of people like to use. And then I've got my... This is how I dry them. Works out great. Yeah, I've got a little bit weird setup. I was talking about, this is my eBay business. This is what I do for my eBay business. I take photos of clothing that I thrift and put them online. That's how I sort them all out. And then we also buy, sell, and repair arcade games. Me and my dad do. We're just now getting into the selling part of it. He's been buying them for years. But that goes on for a good long while in that direction. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 more rows behind that of arcade games, whole classic arcade games. This is my little section over here that I do. I got a little bit of stuff going. It's that's why the name of my channel is Joseph's Bizarre Adventure, because I get into some stuff. I'm telling you, I get into a thing or two. I want to do all kinds of videos. I'm trying not to get too far out there and too wild, to the point of, I'm going to swap paintbrushes. This is if you ever wanted to get into these, this is the best cheap airbrush I can put. What's up, Pickle? How you doing, man? I saw you got a couple of videos out. I've been liking your stuff. But this is the best cheap airbrush I could get a hold of. It's everything decent when it comes to airbrushing comes from Japan. This is a GSI Krios. Yeah, well, you know, I got my start in sales. I sold cell phones out of high school. Well, actually, I went in the Army first off, and then I got out of that and went into selling cell phones. And then from cell phones, I was a district manager, or a manager, then a district manager for a cell phone company, T-Mobile. And then I went from that to being a salesperson for BMW. And then I got tired of wasting my life away working 9 to 9 and having no time with my wife and spending none of my money in any way that I like to do it. So I quit, and I've been doing my own thing. And I have never made less money, and I have never been happier. So just trying to find a way to live without having to do the thing, man. I got nothing against anybody that does it. I've done it. I did it for years. I want to find a way to live and not have to spend all of my life working. That's what I'm trying to do. It's a struggle. It has been something for sure. I can tell you, as far as the clothes go, like selling clothes and all that, dude, I didn't know anything about fashion before I started doing that. Like, not a thing. I didn't even dress myself. My wife bought my clothes. And I just somehow, I just got into it. I saw somebody thrifting and selling stuff online, and I was like, well, I can do that. And I started going to the thrift store and trying to figure out what people were trying to buy. I'd get on eBay for like hours and sit and search through sold listings. What Southford? Yeah, I like to work on my own time. And, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you this, too. It is not... Yeah, man, hey, if I'm here, just scoot on by, dude. No pun intended. Or maybe it was. If not, I'll catch you on the flip side, dude. Keep putting your stuff out. I love your stuff. Electric Pickle is, he's one of my OG subs. He's one of the first dudes that came across and started hanging out with me. He's been there since the beginning. You gotta go follow him. He does some pretty sick scootering on his channel. But yeah, I knew nothing about fashion whatsoever before I started doing my business. I just, you learn. You get online and you start learning stuff, dude. You get interested in something, and you just start going for it, and that's what I did. I just started. I got on eBay. How it all started, I got on eBay. Well, my brother is real big into like that's how I'm getting to how I go to Japan, and my connection to Japan is my brother. He's an English teacher in Japan, and he is really big about like. Not necessarily like fancy dressing, but like he likes to dress nice for his job in Japan, right? As a teacher. So he'll wear he wears suits and things like that. And he was buying ties. He loves to thrift, and that's how he never buys any of his stuff new. He always buys it in thrift stores. So he had told me that he had bought a tie from a thrift store, and he sold it. He paid $2 for it, and he sold it for $40 online. And when he told me that, like, I was like, "What are you talking about? You sold something? You bought it for $2 and you sold it for $40?" And like, right about that time, I was trying to figure out like how I can make money without having to like have a straight up 9 to 5, work for myself, have my own job. And I asked him, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's a Brooks Brothers tie." And he just started going into all the details on it. And I'm like, can you like really buy stuff at the thrift store like that and sell it online for more? He's like, yeah, dude, there's so much stuff at the thrift store. I pass stuff up all the time I could sell online. I just don't want to do it. That's not my job. I want to be an English teacher. And it got me thinking, and I started going, and I started looking. I just went to all the thrift stores around me, and I started looking at the ties. And then I got on eBay, and I started, yeah, it's a really good way to save money, too. That's the way I buy all my stuff from the thrift store. But I think I already bubbled this, right? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, I never buy anything new these days at all, especially after, like, having the job and doing it, you know. My goodness, what's the difference? You're going to wash it anyway. But I started looking around online at sold listings, just really started doing some research, and I just got into it, dude. A little bit of time went by. This whole place right here used to be a skating rink, and like I was kind of working. This is my parents' joint, or my family business, and I was running it for them on the side and keeping it rolling. And then I just started learning. Just started like looking into it, learning like what kind of patterns people liked and what kind of brands people pay for, pay the good money for, and what I was seeing in the store and what I could find, And I got good at it. I don't make a ton of money. I think this month I'm sitting at like $3,500 for the gross, so I'm really probably sitting at like $2,500 for like take home, but it's keeping me floating, and it just keeps getting, it's been kind of slow lately, but the summer usually is. This isn't every job I've ever had. The summer's slow, so I'm not really worried about that part of it. But let me see. Can you guys still hear me pretty good with my mask on? Is this still good? Can you hear me? Yeah, I have nothing against used clothes. You're gonna wash them anyway. That, and dude, I've found some cool stuff. I have found some seriously cool stuff. Yeah, I gotta wear this mask. That works pretty good, but I gotta protect my lungs. I gotta stay alive for my kiddo, Gotta do what I can. But good. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just like to have the extra protection of the mask so that I know I'm not breathing in any particles. I don't want to give myself some sort of wacky cancer or something. My kid needs me, and it's my duty to stay alive for my kid and prevent things that I can. You never think that way until you have a kid, and then you're like, I gotta take care of myself. I gotta take care of myself for my little dude. You got to, dude. You got to use that PPE. But anyway, I just started, I started doing some research, looking at sold listings, doing this and that, and now I sell pretty much anything that I think I can make some money on. I'll get it and sell it. I built my little store from nothing. Now, like I said, I think I did about $3,500 gross this month. About $2,500 take home. So, I've definitely made, when I was at BMW, dude, oh my God. I made some money selling some cars. Before I quit, and I was salesperson of the month a couple of months in a row. And the best month I ever had there, I think I made, it was like 12.5 take home. It's like 12,500 take home. Man, that was some good money. I did enjoy the money, but I did not enjoy the amount of hours I had to work to make that money. All right, I think we're going to do Bonsis Pay. Bonkers Pay. Yeah, it was bonkers, dude. Yeah, $12,500. That is, I've never. Woo! My wife saw that check. She almost pooped herself. Crazy money. But it wasn't worth it, dude. It just wasn't worth it. Maybe we're gonna do another goblin. Maybe do one of him too. Yeah, it isn't. Well, you know, I have to say, it really wasn't that hard. People try too hard. People try too hard when it comes to being a salesperson. If you've got something that people like, and people got to buy cars, right? People definitely got to buy cars. You got to have a car in America. Everyone's going to buy one. And, you know, if somebody's going to spend the extra money and they're going to get something crazy like a BMW, they've already convinced themselves that they want that BMW, right? So, it's one of those things where other people would, these other salespeople, they would like run out there and like do the cliche, like attack you and, hey, you know, check this out, look at that, look at this, look at that. And instead of doing that, I was just like, hey, what are you looking for? You know, I was just helpful. Hey, like, what are you looking for? What are you trying to get? What are you wanting to come out here with today, you know? Yeah, you let them sell themselves. That's how you sell cars right there. That's how you sell anything. You just, as long as you got a good product, it will sell itself as long as you act right and you're assistive. Yep, and you sell yourself to them. That's exactly right. You know, I just asked people, you know, if they didn't know what they wanted, hey, how many doors do you want on your car? Like, what kind of a payment are you trying to have? Okay, well, this is what you got. You can get any of these. This is what you're looking at. You want to go for a ride? Here's the keys. Yeah. Oh, have you not seen the other goblin? Did you not see the other goblin? This is the one I already painted. Let's see if I can get him to light up. Yeah, that's the goblin I did. I wired him up myself. I soldered all that together and I put it in his eyes. Yeah, I thought he's pretty neat. I like him. So like the frogs, if you didn't see earlier, the frogs are going to have eyes. They're going to have the same kind of eyes where they're going to light up like that. And I'll wire them up and they'll light up. And I'm going to make these bases for them. So like, and I'm gonna make them with better LEDs than these that aren't 12 volt. They're 3 volt, where you can just pop in, like you can take out and pop in and out. What's it called? AAA batteries. Just a couple of AAA batteries. That's my idea. You know, I think it's pretty cool. I think people will like it. And like I said, I'm gonna try, and if I can get, you know, enough people on and enough people sub to the point of where it makes sense that I can actually like monetize my videos, I'm just gonna start giving them away. But yeah, I like as far as cars that I like, to answer your question from a second ago, I like Nissans. I like Beamers, but I saw way too many issues out of them at the dealership. They're always breaking down, always costing money, and always costing a ton of money. So I like Nissans. I've got a Infiniti G37 Coupe, and then I've got a Nissan 370Z, and I've got a Nissan 300Z. It's a 1983. That's what I grew up with, is Z cars. My dad's always been a fanatic. Yeah, I've got another one for the Halloween ones. I've got like a Ghost Boy. I haven't printed these out yet. I got to print these. I have the models for them. And then I've got like this little pumpkin guy that's got legs and he's got the big eyes like this. They're all the same style. But I like them pretty good. Not yet, Terry. Not yet. I've got, like right now, the only thing I've been doing with my stuff that I like print and all that is I've been giving away, like if you buy anything from my store, and I don't even advertise it. I just do it as like a thank you. But when people buy something from my store, I have these teeny tiny little printed ones that I did in the little solid colors. And I pop them in my packages that people buy. But I haven't started selling them yet. I don't know. I just hadn't felt very confident in it lately, like up until recently. What I'm doing right now is I'm batch painting these. I'm gonna paint a bunch of them all at once, and then I'm gonna put them up for sale on my site. Let me get your opinion. What would you pay for such a thing? What's a fair price? Uh-oh. I gotta get this one on them. Yeah, I just like to try and make somebody's day. I don't even, like I said, I don't advertise it. I just throw them in. I just include them. Give them a surprise when they get their stuff. I don't feel like people would pay $50 for them. I was thinking somewhere like $30, dude. I think 30 is a little high. They take so much time and effort to do that, like, I don't really feel like I could go much lower than 30 just because of the amount of time and effort I have to put into them. I mean, I appreciate you upselling me there. You're making me feel confident about it, but I don't know. That, and I think 50, I want people to be able to buy them that, you know, if somebody likes them, I want them to be like somewhat affordable, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that's just like, I don't know, I just feel like $50 is a lot to pay for something like that. See, I gotta put some more goods in here. Really? You're a plush toy? I mean, I probably should have known that from your name on there. Like, so that's what you do for a living? You really think 50? I've actually got, I can show you. I've got those little ones that I was showing you. I've got one of every one of these plus like 15 other designs. And I've printed like hundreds of those tiny ones. And I put them in little tiny capsules. Like the little capsules you get out of like a bubblegum machine. And like I said, I put them in all my packages. I don't charge for it. I don't even tell anybody they're coming. I just try to surprise people. I give them away for free, dude. You really think 50 though? You think somebody would pay that? Da, 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 da. Ah! Spillage. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, none of them are the exact same. I think that's pretty cool about it. I think that's why I like it, and I think, you know, why I've been wanting to try to get into selling them. Because I think they're like, they remind me of like the Funko Pops, but they're just, you know, they're one of a kind. You're not no two are alike. That's what I like about, you know, doing it. That's super cool, dude. Like, do you do it for a big company, or are you a freelancer, or? That's super cool, dude. And yeah, you know, I thought 30 was more realistic, but my wife was saying 52. That's what she was saying. She said, you know, it takes you forever to do all that, and they're one of a kind, you know. I really appreciate, I mean, you're really making me feel confident about it. You think they're worth 50. Yeah, no, it's just, you know, like I said, it's one of those things where it's, I don't know. You just second guess yourself, you know what I mean? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot, dudes. I got to, it's bath time for my kiddo. I have got to go assist. But I am going to be back on later on if you guys want to come back on. If you've subbed, it should pop up. But I've got to go help with bath time. Let me get back. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. Like I'm gonna pop back on later. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit more often. But y'all have a great night if I don't see you later on. And if I see you later on, I'll see you then.